um, he's the author of this book Become Healthy and Extinct, and he has a very interesting healing journey, recovering himself from chronic illnesses to health. And I felt that, especially in today's time, right now, this is so important for all of us to realize the importance of our physical, emotional, mental well-being, and we really put ourselves top on priority, that we take a pause and look at our own well-being and really see what we are doing, what we are putting in our body, how we are emotionally doing, how we are physically doing, how often we need to take medicines, or how often we need to go and visit a doctor, or what kind of medicines even we are taking, what are the kind of side effects. And that is why we are dedicating this week on holistic health and health and awareness. We need to be our own leaders. We need to take our health in our own hands. And instead of, putting the responsibility on government or on the situations like in today's time, what we all are facing, the pandemic of COVID. So yes, let's welcome Daryl. And Daryl is a TEDx speaker, plus he's a founder of New Earth Summit, and he does extensive work on this aspect of healthy food. He's an organic farmer. He has the market every Sundays, you do, right, in Goa. And I know him now since few years, and I was like,
Yeah,
this is
but
the
now because
perfect.
of the lockdown, yeah, now lockdown it's not happening. So when Goa lockdown opens up, then we'll start again
Okay,
the
okay,
market.
perfect.
Yeah.
So let's welcome Daryl. I let you share with all of us, your journey of, what you were going through and how you took the responsibility of your own health and recovered to what you are today.
Yes, that it was a long journey, tiring journey, full of hurdles and seemingly, impossible situations that in health that I could not get out of. Starting with pneumonia, where almost fatal pneumonia, where I was coughing blood and I could not breathe. And that was in 1990. So to say that, I have been through what people are going right now with COVID, the situation where they're not able to breathe. I had been through that in 1990, and emergency, the doctor had to come over. I was in Goa, Dr. Chodankar from Porvorim. He came over and injected me with steroids so that I could survive that night. And of course, then it followed with, 15 or 20 days of allopathic treatment. Mm. So that was the first time in my life my immunity got damaged. So that's something important, for people to understand their current state of health. It goes back. When I treat my patients, I go back right from the time of their birth to understand how many very serious illnesses they had and for how long they have been having, allopathic medicines to balance or to manage these lifestyle illnesses like, high BP, cholesterol, diabetes, and all of that. So after my recovery, then in a just another few years, I ended up getting infected with amoebiasis. Okay, there are small bacteria like amoebas by drinking mountain water, and I was doing that for a couple of days, and then I came down with a flu and diarrhea. Then again, I had to run to the allopathic doctor who, gave me a course of antibiotics. And truth be told, I never recovered from that completely because I was a project engineer working in
Daryl, I
India
will just
on
pause
site.
you.
And
Can you check on Instagram your audio, because the people are commenting that not too audible, it's a bit
uh,
low. Maybe you need to
okay,
raise your phone if you have, yeah.
uh, yeah, if I raise my phone, then it's going to go out of screen. So
Huh.
maybe I'll speak a little louder. That's all.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I can't do anything with that unless I have to increase the phone volume on Instagram. Do I need to do that?
No, because that does not make a difference. If your output is there, you don't need the input. If you would just raise your phone, because sometimes the speaker is on the down of the phone. So,
Yeah, the speaker on the down, so now I'll have to raise my phone and kind of, angle it
oh, shit, yeah,
downwards.
that
I'll do
could be
that.
tiring. Maybe if you
Okay.
can, little bit move towards the breathing. Yeah.
Yes, so the closest I can get, and here is the best angle I can get.
Okay.
Maybe I'll
Yes.
turn it a bit down. So yeah, I guess they should be getting some volume now.
Yeah, I hope this. Yeah, much better.
Okay.
Okay, great. Please continue.
So yeah, so I was with this intestine infection, amoebiasis, and working as a project engineer in India on site in villages and all, eating spicy food, drinking tap water. So it never settled and it became amoebic colitis, infecting my colon as well. So I would have regular, uh, dysentery, uh, taking, going to doctors, getting antibiotics again to control the dysentery. Then it progressed to first degree piles, second degree piles in a couple of years. Just 2 years first degree, then 2 years second degree, and another 2 years I had third degree piles for which I had to be operated. And that was just when I was about 34 years old. So that condition of getting operated for third degree piles, it is an indicator of the inflammation, the degree of inflammation in the colon and the small intestine. So you could understand that I had a very damaged digestive tract, situation what people call IBS also now. And that progressed further to skin allergies all over my body, which were uncontrollable. Again, I had to take allopathy to keep the allergies down. Otherwise, without the medicines, I was not able to wear clothes. I could not even eat food, just the chewing of my food with my gums would irritate my gums. I could not wear footwear. And finally, I had to give up work. Came to a stage where I was just able to have some peace, sitting, just without any clothes, just with Bermuda shorts on a 6-inch Dunlop mattress. I couldn't even sit on a chair because I would be itching under my thighs and under my buttocks. So that was the situation that I was in, and I really was looking. I couldn't see any way forward, and by then I was treated by allopathy for 14 years. Then I went to a degree where they were giving me intravenous antibiotics. I had to be admitted in hospital. Then I also tried, Ayurveda to cure all of that. I did Ayurveda for 3 years, but somehow it also could not resolve my problem. Then I went to healers and, for energy healing, and several of them, it was not successful. Then senior healer told me, nobody can heal you. You have to heal yourself. So that's when in 2000, the year 2000, I got initiated in first degree Reiki, and I was practicing that. And after 2 months of doing it every day for 45 minutes before going to work, and then 45 minutes in the evening after coming from work, even then no improvement, and I was getting worse. My skin allergies were getting worse, and the indicator was that my medicine would go up, the dosage would go up. I was on a tablet called Atarax, and I was all through this journey. I would always, after one, two doctors, I would reach the top doctor in the country. And for skin allergies, I was treated by the Dr. Rui Fernandez at that time. He was the head of the Dermatologist Association of India. And so similarly in Ayurveda also, I would reach the top people, but finally, none of that worked. And when all of this doesn't work, finally think of God. So I did a lot of prayers. I was in Mumbai at the time. I used to go to Mahim for Naveenas, special prayers. A lot of people praying for me. Even that didn't work, and that was the time when I really doubted the existence of God. And if prayers also don't work, if healers also don't work, then what is all of this? And I went to a state where I almost thought I was going to commit suicide. because I didn't want to live like this, suffering after 14 years, not able to wear clothes, not able to work, not able to eat food. Um, but to my good luck in Mumbai, a neighbor of mine saw me sitting at home, in the veranda. I was just sitting out sometime, and they said, "We've been seeing you at home. Why don't you come down? Why don't you meet?" I said, "No, no, I'm sick." So then spoke to me on the phone, and he advised me to go and see a therapist, Mr. Ashwin Dalal in Mumbai, and he was a retired textile engineer, but he was following a system called Health in Your Hands by Dr. Devendra Bora. So I went to him, met him, and gave him my long story, and I was surprised when he replied that you're such a complicated case. Even I don't know the name of the illness or actually what's happening within you, but I can tell you you'll get cured no matter what the problem is if you will follow these simple things that I teach you on the book. So I said, fine. I uh, spent another hour with him, learned acupressure on the hands, how to, diagnose and heal us different organs with acupressure. When he checked my and diagnosed my hands, he seemed to find every organ was weak, whether it was liver, stomach, intestine, colon, kidneys. And so then he gave me some treatment that had to do at home and some herbal, preparations that I could make at home to detoxify my blood. So I started doing those things, and you wouldn't believe it. Within 4 days, okay, this is now after 14 years of all of this. Within 4 days, I felt less itching on my body, and I didn't need to take my second dose of my uh, skin allergy suppressant. And I said, wow, am I mistaken or is this working? So I continued with it, and in a week's time, I didn't need my medication for the night and the morning. Then the next day I had it. Then I started skipping medicine, the dosage. That's how the dosage started. It started it once in 15 days, then it became once in 10 days, once a week, once in 5 days, 3 days, every day, twice a day, thrice a day. The same way, within 6 months, that medication went off completely. I was free of my skin allergies. My digestion started improving. My energy started improving. I went back to work, and that's how I got cured of all of that. And I was so shocked that I went back to him. And over a period of 6 months, I learned the entire system. There was this volume one and volume two of the book. Volume two of the book was for serious illnesses like AIDS, HIV, cancer, muscular dystrophy, and all of that. So I went through all of that with him and his trainings, and then I said I want to treat people. I started with friends and family, and my first 4 5 patients I had to do under his supervision. And when I did all of that, and he was happy with the way I was treating people, he said, "Now you can go and do it yourself." So that's how I became a healer. You see, I went back to work, and I used to treat friends and families every Saturday or Sunday. So I did that from 2005 to 2010. And I continued with my work. And in 2010, I really understood there are many more important things in life, and good health is really one of them. And being able to help people, if you have something precious and if you have a system that really works in such a short and fantastic way, then it is it is your kind of duty, ethical, moral, or spiritual, you call it whatever. I feel it's your duty that you need to share this with the world. So after those 5 years of experience of treating many people, I left Mumbai. I came to Goa, and in my to my ancestral home, and that's when I wrote my book, Become Healthy or Extinct. And in 2012 onwards, I started doing workshops and treating people professionally. So that's my journey into
Wonderful.
health
Wow.
healing.
So the power to heal is in our hands, no? The moral of the story.
Yes, so mainly if you see hope and you go and try, authentic people, and you do the work that they tell you, the basic natural healthcare sciences, they are very powerful and more powerful than modern medicine and all of this that's going on across the world. So hope, the right person, and the right perseverance. is what is the success formula.
Yes, yes,
Or right
such
person, or
an
let's say the
amazing
right
story to
system.
be.
Okay.
So, what are your do's and don'ts now when you talk about your own health, or what are your recommendations to people to be healthy and not extinct?
Yes. So, there's a lot of this in my book, but I'm going to speak today with a little bit of focus uh, for the current situation in the world, and what's happening with people right now. So many people dying of COVID. Okay. The first wave being not so heavy and not, when the first wave happened, we were really wondering, is this a pandemic or what? Is there hardly any deaths? I don't know people who are, dying. Most of us, friends and family, we didn't know people who were dying. And on the second wave, it's so much more that now I know five, six friends and, acquaintances who have died. Some have died, with pneumonia, uh, and some have died after the vaccination. So that's a big concern as well. The remedy that is being put out in the world, people are dying from that. Um, and So what can we do now? That's what I'm going to share. First of all, I want to share what are the mistakes that people are making in their everyday lives uh, to get their, that disturbs their immunity. Okay, that's very important. Because if you have high immunity, nothing is going to be able to affect you or, harm you or make you sick. So there are people all around the place, but only selected people are, certain people are getting breathlessness or the flu or the joint pain, right? All the COVID symptoms. And now in the second wave, a new symptom is diarrhea as well. So, so what's going on and how can we help ourselves? Um, I want to share what people can do rather than getting into the science of all of this virus and second variant and third variant. And in the papers it came out there's an Indian variant, and that started going on around the world. And I just saw a notification by the government of India, okay, saying that there is no such thing as an Indian variant. So so
Yeah.
I'm happy about that. That people don't think there is made in India corona that's going around the world to damage other people. So,
Like the
so
Trump
whatever
said,
variant,
made in
okay?
China. Like Trump said, made in
Yeah,
China,
yeah,
COVID.
correct. And that's right. So it looks like countries are trying to dump the blame of this on each other, and that's where I guess the Indian variant has suddenly come alive. Um, so irrespective of variants, how can we take care of ourselves? That's the second part I'm going to explain with some like a routine, okay, like a routine for morning to evening. I'm going to give you something detailed. But before that, what are the things that we do? What I've learned over the last 15 years with all of my patients, and I've been treating people for chronic illnesses and few for contagious illnesses too. Um, and so the first thing, what brings down our immunity? Uh, One of the main things that keeps us healthy, gives us energy, is food. Okay, and the quality of food. What is the kind of food that you are eating? Is it real food? Is it fresh food? Is it natural and organic? Right? So the, that is the kind of food we should eat. But what people are doing now, because of modern lifestyle and the conveniences uh, around where they stay, it's so convenient and easy to go into a mall. People even get a high that they're going somewhere where they can socialize with many people, but there are things all over the place. They can buy food, they can eat food, they can sit over there, watch movies, play games, do shopping. So all of this gets people into this, idea that food, real food, what they should eat is in the mall. Okay. So they go there and buy a lot of processed foods. Now, processed foods are one of the most damaging types of food for the human body because they have a lot of chemicals and artificial taste enhancers, preservatives, and stabilizers. Stabilizer, that word itself is so dangerous because whatever the chemical name, okay, it's a chemical put in the processed either Tetra Pak, canned or glass jarred food. That chemical cuts the cross reactions between the other synthetic chemicals and the food. There's literally atomic warfare that's going on in those tins, and you need like a stabilizer to keep it balanced. And so people take that kind of food, open it up, and they put it in their body. And then the atomic warfare can start in their mouth, their throat, their intestines, causing inflammation, higher stage ulceration, then tumors, and then cancer. So that's a journey people will go on to, whether it takes them 2, 4, 6, 8, or 10 years. It depends on the amount of this food they are eating all the time. So, so that's the first thing that I want to tell people: get off all processed foods and start eating fresh, local, organic foods, every day. So now lockdowns are there, but people have a window from the morning till 1 p.m. or 12 p.m. They should go out to the vegetable fruit market, get fresh food every day, and eat fresh food that is made by nature and not all these concocted versions of food that are made by human beings with a lot of chemicals that damage the human body. Now, the second thing, so when you eat these foods, right, I'm talking about immunity. So when you eat these foods, they have free radicals. That means they're imbalanced compounds, right? That's why you needed a stabilizer to keep them balanced. So when you eat that food, they're imbalanced and starving of electrons. So they rob electrons from your throat, your intestine, your digestive system, all the way till your anus. So that causes inflammation. Okay, so while your system, your entire digestive tract is getting inflamed, and of course, that food that is absorbed makes your blood toxic. Then your toxic blood is going to go to your liver and make it sick. It's going to make your kidney sick. It's going to make your spleen inflamed. So, uh, so what's happening here? The entire human body, your immune system starts kicking in and starts working to balance this. There's a they're called homeostatic processes, okay, that balance your body temperature, your blood pH, the toxins in your blood, your lymphatic system also starts working. So from the total 100% immunity or the resources that your body has, you can say that about 20% of it is engaged in this for all those people who are having processed and packaged foods on a regular basis. So then how much immunity do you have left? 80%. And what are you doing with that? A lot of people are using synthetic body products, even in especially women in the house, washing utensils, chemical, detergents that are going into their skin over time. That gets into the blood. Okay, so chemical, hair oils, body products, deodorants, creams, and lotions. Through that, those chemicals also get into the blood, and about 20% of your immunity, whether it's 15 or 20%, it's engaged in detoxifying those things. So after that is this word that we are hearing so much about now during COVID, comorbid people. Okay, comorbid people are people who have comorbidities or other illnesses like chronic illnesses for which they are taking medicine. Um, yeah, for which they are taking medicines. Now, the feature anybody, the average person doesn't know something very important that I'm going to share now. Okay, this basic understanding has to be there. A person having diabetes, taking these medicines for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Okay, it just manages their diabetic condition, but over long term, those medicines also cause a little bit of damage to the other organs. But the main point is, it is not curing you. So I have been doing disease reversal workshops publicly since the last 10 years, and so have other people across the world. And this, I call it reversing chronic illnesses with integrative natural medicine. And the components that I use over there are, one of the main components is diet and nutrition. Then the next is acupressure for diagnosis, diagnosing which organs are weak, and then the acupressure for healing those organs. And the third is using herbs in different forms for detoxifying the blood, detoxifying the body, herbs as supplements, even in the form of herbal teas, then using essential oils also, natural therapy, the right amount of sunlight, sun bath, right amount of exercise, pranayam, yoga. So this is all integrative natural medicine. So probably, there are over, maybe over 100,000, very skilled therapists all across the world who are practicing these sciences and reversing conditions like high BP, cholesterol, diabetes, obesity, arthritis, hormonal imbalance. Then with these, if you do it properly, you can reverse these illnesses within 3 months. Okay, I've had this happening with my patients since the last 15 years, 16 years. So when you use natural therapies and you get a person who's diabetic, you know, their blood sugar is normal and they don't need to take their medicines again, right? It proves that those allopathic medicines, first of all, they were never the cure because you're continuously taking them, right? The second thing is when you don't need that medicine anymore and you are leading a medicine-free life, it is very clear that that medicine could never cure you. In fact, it is fake medicine. It never cured you. And now you're living without it. So this is the experience of all integrative natural medicine therapists. And probably if, they have been treating on an average and had successes of about 100 patients, then you can say about 10 million people across the world have experienced this aspect that you can reverse chronic illnesses with integrative natural medicine and you can throw away the allopathic pills. And these are the people who have realized that allopathic pills for chronic illnesses is actually fake medicine. Now, once you get rid of that medicine, then your immune system is not engaged because these are chemicals. You see, when you put them in your body, your immune system is engaged trying to balance their reaction. Something, my next door neighbor, he was just getting headaches twice a week. He started with Saradon, then he went into something more serious and something more strong. After 6 years, both his kidneys failed. You see? So this is happening with many people, or once they start medicines over 6, 7, 8 year period, they have other problems and then they need to have more medicines. So we have been helping people like this to get off medicine. So it is the reality of 10 million patients plus 100,000 integrative natural medicine practitioners on the planet, right? That allopathic pills for chronic illnesses is complete fake medicine. So you can get rid of it. Well, I appreciate allopathy and all the allopathic doctors who are working and for acute treatments like fractures or some very acute conditions where emergency treatment is required or diagnostics of allopathy is amazing. So we need to understand very clearly which aspects of certain medicine systems are really good and which aspects do not work. So So that's what we have been doing over the last 15 years. We have been taking people out of this comorbid condition. And people, but majority of the world have been lazy. They like to pop pills. So now they are comorbid people. And when COVID comes around, okay, the immune systems are functioning much lesser. They get sick, they get the flu, they are not able to breathe. And most of the time, they are the people who land up in the hospital and get on ventilators. And then when they are given, the antiparasitics and the anti-inflammatories, those medicines start reacting with the other sets of medicines. The person doesn't just, if a person has got diabetes, most of the time it's not just diabetes. They will have something to do with pressure, something to do with something else, and they're popping 2, 3 pills. You see, so in this emergency situation in the ICU, you're on oxygen, you're taking these antiparasitics, you're being given those anti-inflammatory. There's a cross reaction with your other medicines, and sometimes people die. So So for two reasons, people need to get off this. Thing is, of course, for COVID. And the second thing is nobody needs to live with sickness in their lives and pop these pills every day. It's an expense and it's a trauma to the body. Okay, so if you get rid of, if you do all of these courses and therapies, my book is a guide to it. Some people have not seen it. Here it is. Here's the picture. It's called Become Healthy or Extinct. It's a 300-page book and it's all on integrative natural medicine. You can go to my website also, becomehealthyorextinct.com, and download it for free. Okay. Some people felt that I'm stupid to keep the book as a free PDF download, but I very deeply felt that sickness is the result of the lack of information of how to be healthy, right? And only the human beings who are missing this science, and all of the rest of nature has it. They have it for free. The animals, the birds, the reptiles, the fish, everybody, they know how to manage their health. We seem to be the only idiots on the planet, and I feel sad for entire humanity. The people, indigenous people, okay, who are still living in the forests and the jungles, they don't need to be taught anything. They know what is food, they know what is health. It's from the time, civilization went into, modern, and we went into living in these concrete boxes that we call homes and cities, and we lost our connection with nature and what are plants, how do they heal, what are the five elements, how does it heal us. We got disconnected, and then we trusted certain groups of people. Okay, guys, you take care of our health, and that's where we have landed today. It's Healthcare has become a $1 trillion industry with words going around as medical mafia and all of that. So it's high time, when you outsource something to somebody and they do such a bad job that you're dying of it and you're suffering and dying of it, then it's time you take your health in your own hands, learn the natural healthcare sciences, and help yourself and your family. So the next thing that I want to talk about is, immunity goes down with the amount of bad electricities around us. Okay, I've been researching these things for 15 years. Uh, EMFs, electromagnetic fields. Okay, there are now with the rollout of 5G, people are doing a lot of research and saying that 5G is damaging people, and this COVID symptoms, breathlessness is coming from 5G radiation. And there are counter narratives, even from governments, trying to say that no, 5G is not damaging, it's perfectly fine, and all of that. At least in a country like India, okay, who have had the natural healthcare sciences, the knowledge of chakras, the knowledge of auric body, etheric body, the panchakoshas, right? It is a country like India has to have some sense and stand up for their own teachings on metaphysics that our ancient yogis have taught us. And in my book, there's a detailed chapter on it, Metaphysics of the Human Body. It shows, it explains how the energy fields work and how they radiate out. And if you have, so the harmonic energy fields, and I've called unharmonic energy fields as certain different frequencies of a harsher nature that impinge on the body and displace or damage our own, energy field. And over a long period of time, if it's continuous, it can cause irritation, inflammation, again tumors, ulcers, and if it's very harsh, it can cause cancer as well. And people with very harsh emotions, continuously harsh emotions of anger, hatred, guilt, fear, it changes the harmonic energies in the body, and you can have breast tumors and fibroids, and which slowly progress to cancer. Okay, so energy within the human body, only when it gets bad, you can have such conditions. So you can imagine the energy every day from mobile phones, from laptops, from Bluetooth, from Wi-Fi across the place. They are damaging in nature, and there's umpteen proof of it. Even in the flat that I left in Mumbai and came here, we were living on the terrace flat. On the next wing, they had put up all these 3G towers at that time. Okay, and the people of those flats started getting insomnia, headache, irritability, short temper. Okay, they started getting sick. So even with 3G, people were experiencing that. And then it's gone on to 4G, and now it's gone on to 5G. And now with 5G, we have understood that, the towers are going to be very, very close to each other, probably 200 meters, because it's a high frequency and it doesn't travel far. So we are electrifying the entire biosphere of the earth. Okay, and so my advice is to people is, stop doing, use the mobile phone as less as you can. Stop Wi-Fi in the house, but get cable internet. Every Wi-Fi box, if you switch off the Wi-Fi, it's got RJ45 cable slot where you can plug it in and plug it to your PC or your TV, right? So go more for cable internet. Minimize all of these Wi-Fi devices and these energies around your body. So that's about EMF. So because if you have this happening to your body all the time, again your body system, your immune system, your chakra system, right? They are trying to put out using more energy of the body to balance the radiation coming from all of these. Uh, so if you're able to now keep these things out, then you save. Otherwise your immunity, maybe 10 to 15% of your immunity is engaged with trying to balance these harsh energy fields.
Are we losing you on Instagram a little bit?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back now.
Yeah, you're back. Yes.
I just got. So the next thing that I want to share is, the last thing is overstressing. Okay, that is, people are living in a lot of fear. What I would like people to get into the space of, no, believing that you are stronger than what you think you are. Be in a calm place of mind. Look at all this kind of advice and start taking actions on it every day, rather than just feeling like you're a sitting duck and COVID is all around and is going to come and knock you out any day. No, that's not going to happen if you are proactive and do things to improve your immunity. So, so the things that will improve your immunity are just what I've shared. Okay, get out minimize these things in your life. So I'll just say the list again: processed foods, inorganic body products, allopathic medicines to manage chronic illnesses, use integrative natural medicine to reverse your illnesses and have a medicine-free life. Then minimize EMFs around your home and meditate more. Be in a more calm place. Be proactive. Do more research on what are the things you can do to improve your health and immunity. So now I'm just going to share with you some you know practices through the day that you can use. Hello, Julia, are you there? I'm wondering if we are still live. Yes, it says
We
live.
are live on Facebook and here on Zoom, so
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can
I think
keep
we
going.
lost. Yeah, we lost Mohini. That's fine. So I'll just
Yeah.
continue. Yeah. So here's something what you can do every day. Okay, this is like a routine from morning to evening to increase your immunity, your prana, your chi. Um, so it starts not with the morning, but with what you do at night. Okay, so make sure to have your dinner the latest by 8 p.m. Okay, so that even after that, you are sitting around doing whatever you're doing, but go to sleep by 10 o'clock, because we need to, be in tune with the circadian rhythms and with nature, and not get up. The worst thing you could do is get up with an alarm in the morning. for whatever reason, even if it's some special meditation that's going to give you enlightenment. I've been seeing people do this for the last 30 years. Okay, meditations at 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock and all of that, and none of them have become enlightened. So, so don't break your natural biorhythms that all living species on the planet follow. Right, 6 o'clock in the morning, you'll hear the birds chirping.
Sorry to pause you for a second, but I think we lost on Instagram because my electricity fluctuated. Are you still on Instagram? No.
Yes, I'm still on Instagram. It shows that your picture is not there and it's just a black circle there. Okay, so yeah, just now I got a message. Thanks for joining. You were in live video. It's done. Okay, so it says Instagram is done. So shall I say done? Okay.
Yeah, okay, we can just continue here. I means there were some people, or we can restart on Instagram as well.
Yeah, please do that. So
yeah.
We take a minute to do that, no problem.
Yeah, 1 minute. Okay, can you send me the request?
Yes, so second. I have to go somewhere.
You will see an alert. Evolve Beings is live now.
Yeah, it's not yet come. Have you done that?
Yes. Sorry, everybody. We lost. We had an electricity fluctuation. That's why I lost on Instagram. We're restarting it.
Searching. Okay. Okay. Evolve Beings. I'm on Evolve Beings page now.
No, you have to go on the live video. You will see an alert that Evolve Beings is live now.
Okay, live. Yeah, live.
Yeah.
Now what do I do on live?
You go into the live. Yes, now you have joined.
Yeah, I got a request. I'm sending you the request.
Yes. I think I have sent you the request. I couldn't accept your request. Can you just say accept?
Yeah, it's happened now, I think. Yeah.
Okay, yes, perfect. Sorry, everybody on Instagram. Okay. Yeah, audience, we can continue. Sorry, we lost you all for some minutes. Yes, please, Daryl. Yes. And also just to remind you a little bit of the time, because we're running out and I saw already there were some questions on Instagram. I let you complete what you were saying, and then we can jump on the questions from the audience. And also the people who are listening and joined on the Zoom, please type your questions in the comments so we can take that up once Daryl finishes. Yes.
Yeah, so I'll make this quick. I've got about 10 points, so maybe I'll take 1 minute each point and breeze through. But yes, what I want to say is that this information that I'm giving you today, I will put it up by this evening, okay, in a written format on our website, thenewearthsummit.com. Over there, you'll see a tab, the Pandemic Recovery Plan. Okay, click on the tab, Pandemic Recovery Plan, and over there, it will give you the details of these specific steps that I'm going to share with you right now. And I already have the 5-6 points that I gave you, which are damaging immunity. Okay, those points are already there in more detail. And I will add to them this daily routine, what I'm going to talk about right now in 10 minutes. And then we can open for Q&A. Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine. And maybe you can share these notes with us also, and we can also publish it on our all pages and to the people.
Sure. It will be on the same place on the website. Okay. So just get on that website this evening, thenewearthsummit.com.
Sure.
In that, the pandemic recovery plan. So so first thing I was saying, your morning routine can start well only if you sleep at the right time. So have dinner at 8 p.m. Previous night, sleep by 10 p.m., 10:15, and then you will automatically get up without an alarm at 6 a.m. in the morning or 6:30. Okay, that's when you will start hearing the chirping of the birds. That's our morning, wake up call. Night we have to go to sleep with the buzzing of the crickets. Now this is something you cannot experience in Mumbai and other metro cities. Okay, you will have to go to your native place, a village, to experience natural life and natural health, natural life that brings natural health. So automatically you'll get up in the morning at 6:30 or 7 a.m. So of course, first you can rinse your mouth, you brush your teeth, go to the loo and all of that. Then you can do this particular exercise, which is for building lung immunity and strength. Okay, that's something you really need now during this COVID phase. Uh, so it's three steps. First is an exercise which is like push-ups. You see, you can do it maybe the balcony railing or against your dining table or the edge of the bed.
I'm doing
Okay,
it
so
currently.
yeah, so do about 15 chest presses with your hand coming not up here, but you know exactly in line with your chest. Do about 15 of these, and you should feel pressure in the middle here. So what is this exercise doing? This exercise, of course, is building a little muscle and strength, but it is bringing blood flow to this part of the body. Because whenever a part of the body undergoes a stress cycle like exercise, okay, automatically blood flow over there will increase. So as this blood flow is increasing, then you sit down after 15 of these and close your eyes. Breathe only from your nose. And here you're trying to charge, you're doing a pranayam and you're increasing the amount of oxygen in your body and you're strengthening your lungs. Okay, this breathing that creates pressure when you're breathing in and breathing out, it moves your lungs, the cells of your lungs, it pressurizes them and makes them work more energetically for better oxygen exchange. And when you do this breathing, if your eyes are open, 80% of the excess prana in the body goes out. So close your eyes. And when what happens to the supercharged energy, where will it go? It will go most to the part that was just exercised. Okay, so 15 push-ups, then you sit down on a chair, close your eyes, keep your hands on your thighs, and you do a breathing like this. Full breath in, full breath out with force. Okay, you don't need to do it rapidly and no half breath. Okay, it's not you're not in a hurry. No, just do this. Just imagine like you're running. You see, as you start running, your oxygen and your pace, picks up a little bit. Okay, so get into a rhythm. So after about 20 of these, and you just keep your eyes closed, you will actually feel prana and buzzing all across your body. That's the prana that's being generated. Okay, so that energy will go directly to your lungs and your thymus. Okay, to improve its immunity. Then after that is you can open your eyes and press the acupressure points for the lungs over here, and there's also lungs and thymus here. Or if you have, with your thumb or your index finger, you'll have to do one hand and then do the other hand. Do it for about 1 minute, on each of these areas. Or if you have an acupressure ball, there's not one handy, it's somewhere there on the table. So maybe I'll show it to you later. An acupressure ball which has got some spikes on it, like a wooden ball also. You roll that in your palms for about 2 minutes. Okay, so that will energize the prana that you've generated. It will energize it here in the lungs. So this is step 1 to 3. Okay, so you repeat this set of three. You repeat this set of three exercises thrice. So push up, pranayam, acupressure. Push-ups, pranayam, acupressure, push-ups, pranayam, acupressure. And you can increase this. Okay, so maybe on the first day, if you're not strong enough, you're doing 10 push-ups. Then after 15 days, you can or a week you can do 15. After another week you can do 20. Okay, now with this, I promise everybody who does this, even it's not going to take you more than 7 minutes. If you do it twice a day, I promise you that your existing cough and cold will start disappearing within 5 days. Okay, in 5 days to 1 week, it will be gone. And the other thing you need to do with it is just supplement it with some herbal healing. That is okay, tea of lemongrass or ginger tea or tulsi tea, right? Whatever works for you, or the kadha, right? Support it with this. Then you'll see within 5 to 7 days, cough, cold, everything gone. Okay. You should do this every winter. The starting of every winter, do this for 15 days. You won't get a cough and cold. So now after this morning exercise, okay, you can do another practice that is very important nowadays, since all of us have been cooped up in the house with this lockdown and all. We've not been getting enough of vitamin D. Okay, vitamin D, yes, it is facilitated through sunlight. It's actually a hormone that manages the functioning of many other vitamins and processes within the body. So a sun bath is something that we need to do nowadays. So sun bath is just go out with minimal clothing, take sun in the front side for about 20 minutes, and then you can turn around and take sun in your back also. We need to remember that human beings, before we were standing up straight, we were walking like monkeys, and our back, I call that the sun side, and I call this the underbelly. So we our back area has a bigger capacity of absorbing sunlight than the front. Okay, so do sun bath, even if it's 15 minutes front, 15 minutes back. Now during this sun bath, what you can do is you can do your meditation, or you can also, I do Tai Chi, in on the beach in the morning. So that's fine if you're doing Tai Chi also. So you get, two in one. So this is important for increasing your immunity. Third thing is walking bare feet. Very important. It's called grounding or earthing. Um, and the negative ions from the earth come into your body and neutralize all sorts of inflammation. So that means inflammation in the intestine, IBS problems will come down, joint pains will come down. Now you can combine this with your breakfast. Okay, that is sit in your garden, bare feet on the soil, bring out your small table and sit, have a breakfast over there. Okay, so it actually takes about 45 minutes of bare feet walking or standing for enough of ions to come into your body to neutralize all free radicals. Okay, so maybe you can do this practice 15-20 minutes in the morning and 15-20 minutes in the evening, or at least do it once a day. Then yeah, so after this practice in the morning, then you can start your day and your food. Okay, so you can have breakfast, and I recommend the first breakfast as a fruit. Okay, if you can get organic, very good. One type of fruit only. You have to have it to your enjoyment. Maybe two apples. If you like to have the third apple, have the third apple. Okay, it's easier for the body to digest than having a fruit salad. So have one fruit, and then you probably feel hungry again after 1.5 hours. Then you can have a light breakfast of millets or something like that. Then if you're not doing that or you don't feel hungry, then 1 hour before your lunch, have a green smoothie. Okay, because raw green vegetables are alkaline, and they have phytonutrients. They have actually, light inside them. So that's the natural food. That raw food is the food that all species on the earth are eating, except the human being. Okay, so we have gotten to cooking and combining our foods and making ourselves sick. So this one glass on a green smoothie, you can put say half a cucumber, one tomato, then put at least 3-4 leaves. You see now I'm growing leaves in my garden. So I put sweet leaf or this, what's called vitamin leaf. Um, just about, I take 1, 2 strands, about 15 of those small leaves. Then I do Thai spinach, or you can do coriander, or mint, or a little bit of palak, or Malaccan spinach, or, you know, curry patta, or pan leaves. So just take about 2, 3 varieties of leaves, put them in, and put it in the blender. Okay, now if you want to make it a little sweet, use the fruit that is there in the season. So now I put about half a mango into my green smoothie. Or if you don't want it sweet, you like it a little salty, so you can put a little bit of rock salt in it. For flavoring, you can also use ginger, cinnamon, or clove, very high ORP, ORAC value. So have this smoothie about 1.5 hours before your normal lunch. Then you will eat less of cooked food also during your lunch time. And I
Dylan, I
mainly
think,
advise
sorry
the
to
people to
interrupt,
have,
you're losing on Instagram, your connection.
yes,
I don't know if you can do
yes.
something there.
No, nothing. I can't do anything. So I'll just continue here. It will pick up on.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
okay.
so yeah. So the thing is, yeah, this the a green smoothie. It's very useful for people to reverse diabetes also, because when you read in the section of my book, you'll understand the role that a green juice plays in reversing diabetes. Um, so then after that, you can have your cooked meal, which is lunch, maybe millets or semi-polished rice. If you want to lose weight, then you leave the rice and don't eat wheat as well. Just stick to millet. Okay, so you can do a millet and vegetable curry and one cooked vegetable. Then for evening tea time, have a herbal tea. Like any one of these herbal teas that will help your breathing, your immunity that I mentioned before, ginger tea or lemongrass or tulsi tea, lemon tulsi, or the kadha, Kashmiri kawa. Those are all great. Dinner, have a light dinner. If you suffer from insomnia, that is sleeplessness, do not have raw salad or green smoothie at night. Okay, because if in those, if you put astringent vegetables like cabbage or uh, salad leaf like ice lettuce or all of that, the vayu, the vayu in the body goes up. That means the air component in the body goes up, and you won't get proper sleep at night. So for those who are having insomnia, no raw salad and no green smoothie at night. Okay, you have a thick vegetable soup or something like that, or even again millets and vegetable curry. Now, one very important thing here is, especially if you want to avoid sinus, chronic cough, cold, tendency towards bronchitis, tonsillitis, pneumonia. A very important thing is to stop animal's milk and all milk products. Okay, in my book, you will read a lot of details about it. How cow's milk and buffalo's milk is not meant for the human body. How it creates chronic cough, cold, sinusitis, hormonal imbalance. One of the worst things. Okay, hormonal imbalance, fibroids, tumors, and even cancer in the long run. Understand more of natural sciences from the book. Then you will understand why we are the only species who are drinking milk after the age of 3 years. There's no other species, no other mammal on this planet who drinks milk after the age of 3 or 4. So there's a great imbalance over there, and we pay the price with the sickness. It even causes milk and milk products even cause arthritis, cataract, glaucoma, um, diabetes, obesity. Okay, the list is endless. Almost about 20 of the most common chronic illnesses that we experience, the contributors cows and buffalo's milk, even if it's organic, doesn't matter. The next is to avoid cough and cold and all of that. Try to avoid, these cold drinks, drinks that are sour, or even fruits that are very sour, and vinegar based products. Okay, so minimize your pickles and all of that, so that you don't get a cough and cold. Another thing is avoid air conditioned air, especially at night, and draft should not come on your face or your chest. Okay, if the AC is there, let it blow somewhere else. And even not having people have an AC in the room and a fan blast as well. Just try to avoid cold blasts to your face and your chest every night. The next thing to avoid is too much of sugar. Causes acidity, causes a lot of other imbalances within the digestive system. Processed sugar, go more for organic good. I personally don't have any sugar, not even organic. All of my sugar, this is since over 10 years. And that's one of the reasons of my youthfulness. Okay, if you see my website, you'll see a tab called reverse aging, where at the age of 35, I looked like I was 45 and I was sick that time. And after I got healed, I started getting younger and younger. So I can positively tell you that staying away from processed sugar is one of the key reasons. Okay, now I am 51 years old. People can't believe it, but it's true. And I would say staying away from sugar and instead having natural sugars. That is the fruits in the morning. That's a very important part. Lesser amount of salt in your diet is also important, and milk and milk products, right? Keep them out completely. You can have nut milks, okay? And from nut milk, you can make mayonnaise, cheese, ice cream, whatever you want, pizza. Um, okay, some practical advice now. When you're in a public place, okay, try to, you always going to have something in your hands and you will be interacting with, some people. So, I mean, in close proximity. So the thing that you should remember is, in a public place, just remember, do not touch your face. Just do not touch your face. Okay. When you are able to go somewhere and wash your hands and all of that, that's when you can touch your face. So uh, then when you get home, now I advise this, every evening do one steam inhalation before going to bed at night, or just as you come in the house also, or if you forget, then before going to sleep at night, one steam inhalation. You can put certain oils in it, whether it's eucalyptus oil, something like that, or tulsi also. And then also before going to sleep at night, do one, if you feel any bit of you know um, soreness or dryness in your throat, do a salt water gargle before going to sleep at night. And in the morning, if you still feel it there, do a salt water gargle in the morning as well. After you do a salt water gargle, don't eat or drink anything for about 15-20 minutes. Let it work like a medicine. And if you are, now most people are at home. So go to my book, and in the section, there's a chapter called organ cleanses. Okay, do some of the organ cleanses because that will take out the toxic deposits within your organs. That's another reason for reverse aging and youthfulness. Okay, if your liver has been detoxified, if your intestines, your colon, your kidneys, your gallbladder has been cleaned out, right? Then you have very youthful organs. So they will contribute to better health, better immunity, and being more alive and feeling, looking and feeling younger, having more energy throughout the day. Finally, it is also nowadays, because we get food from commercial places and the soils are, not well mineralized. The fruits and vegetables also do not have much minerals, so we are minerally deficient. So if you have certain deficiencies, do check them up, especially vitamin D and vitamin B12. If you're deficient, take supplements for them. Nowadays, it's good to take vitamin C to increase your immunity, especially for the lungs. Uh, and also in some cases if you need zinc. But now recently there is a connection between mucormycosis and high levels of zinc in the body. So be careful about that. Okay. Other minerals we are generally deficient in is iodine. So look for iodine supplements. I just got a packet of blueberries. So very good. Blue green algae, spirulina also has iodine. Blueberry, and I've not seen articles, but I'm sure that jamun also has should be having it. Lastly, if you have a little bit of COVID symptoms, it's time to self-quarantine. I mean, basically, um, be at home, relax yourself a bit. If your body is feeling aches and pains or getting a little bit of fever, it's the body's immune system that's kicked in and trying to, work with these COVID symptoms and get over it. Now, uh, I will just share with you. I went through this COVID symptoms about 20 days back. Okay. And what I went through the first day was I got up in the morning with a sinus headache. Okay. Sinus headache has never ever happened to me in my entire life. So I got up in the morning and my sinuses were paining. And I was just wondering what this is. And then over the day, I felt a little tiredness. By the next morning, I said, it's maybe something mild, and it will pass off. The next day, I did not get up with a sinus, but I was feeling a little bit weak and dry throat. Okay, I did not have dry coughing. I did not have. So I went and checked my oximeter. Normally, my oximeter would show 98, 99. That date was showing 97. So I said, let's see, maybe without below 95, then I have some real COVID symptoms. The day after that, I had slight diarrhea. I had diarrhea 2 days in a row. And so this is what they are calling the second variant and third variant. But for me, it is just the amount of electrification that's happening around the globe. And it's no surprise in Goa, where I live, that the 5G towers are being installed. That has been going on since a month now. And I'm seeing the incidence of more and more people having these symptoms. So I had 2 days diarrhea, and on the second day, I got a temperature of 100, and I had the temperature for about a couple of days. So mainly what I did was some this breathing technique. One of the good breathing techniques to increase oxygen in your lungs is breathing in from your nose and breathing out from your mouth with a little bit of pressure, as if you are blowing into a tight balloon. Because this pressure that you build up, it goes back to the lungs and it opens up the uh, lung cavities. Okay, so that, and you will literally see this within 5, 6, 7 breaths that your oximeter reading, if it's at 96, it will go to 98. So this is very important when you're feeling that your oxygen is low or you're having any breathing problem. So my oximeter went down to 96, 95 in those 2, 3 days. But the main thing I did was relax. I had a glass of Electral every day. I was having basic, vitamin C and uh, my herbal teas that I spoke of. And
Sorry to interrupt
also not, not not exerting myself too much, basically relaxing at home, knowing that I'm not getting scared and fearful about all of these things. Of course, I knew that if my oxygen would go to 92, 93, then I would go to a doctor or a hospital. But that never happened because overall I have good immunity. Now, a week after that, after I got over this, my mother too, she's 88, 82 years old. She also went through certain symptoms. She had diarrhea for 1 day, and her fatigue persisted for about.
Can you hear me?
Today is, yes.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but we have to keep a little accord of time. And I know you have so many resources and wisdom, embodied wisdom, I must say, to share.
but we'll keep a little track of time. So maybe if you can finish a bit soon and we can take quickly also the
Yes.
questions from the audience.
Yeah, I'm done. This is the last point. Yeah, this is the last point that I was making. Just sharing with people that right, if you have mild COVID symptoms, you relax at home, keep a watch on the oximeter. Everything is okay till the reading goes below 95. Um, Try to have light foods. A green smoothie is a very good thing. Try to be on a liquid diet. Okay, that's what I did for myself and my mom. Because once you have a solid diet, it takes more energy for the digestive system to process all of that. So being on liquid diet, smoothie with fruits and vegetables gives more instant energy to the body. Okay, so morning we were doing fruits. For lunch, we did green smoothies. Evening we did herbal teas, and then again at night uh, smoothie diet. So that we did for at least 3 4 days. Okay, to give whenever we were having the fever and fatigue, we went across along with this diet, along with the supplements and the least amount of exertion. Basically, relaxing, doing that breathing technique. Yeah, and of course, watching your temperature. And if you're a BP patient, do watch your blood pressure as well. Pulse will go a little bit high because if the oxygen absorption is less in the lungs, the heart will pump more blood to keep you functional. So my pulse went from, normally my pulse is 65. It went up to 85. And it's never in my life my pulse has ever been 85. you know so I knew that the body was going through a repair and healing process, a little lesser oxygen because something was affecting the lungs. But for me, in a week's time, it was all done at home, and I'm feeling stronger now because the immune system, when once it fights this, the immune system has that memory and it becomes stronger, as opposed to vaccines that you will get a vaccine and it's specific to this variant, and it's a chemical in your body that does not actually do a long term good for your body, and then you will get the next variant will come and again you will fall sick. I think that's the wrong, that's not the right natural way of being healthy. I think natural immunity and allowing your immune system to work is the right way. But of course, once again, for people who really get sick and their oxygen goes below 95, 94, yes, please do see a doctor. Maybe you need to go to a hospital and get, critical care. Yes, Mohini, I am done with what I wanted to share. Can we, are you here?
Great, thank you. Thank you so much for all the information. I think Mohini is a bit, I think her connection went down a bit. Thank you so much for all the wisdom and all the information. Very, very useful. There is a question over here. There is someone asking if ghee, especially cow ghee, necessary for everyday diet, if it's necessary for everyday diet, if you can speak about on it.
No, ghee is not necessary for everyday diet. If you have a good range of plant-based food, that means all, of the grains, the nuts, the pulses, beans, peas, and all of that, and things like avocado and other vegetables that do have natural oil, then you don't need any cow ghee. Cow ghee is used in Ayurveda as a formulation, so that's a medicine. Okay, so I don't recommend any animal products for remaining healthy.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's a very deep science in that. I will just share in a couple of minutes, which is that plants are the only true food producers on the planet. Meaning they take, the plant, its roots are in the soil and its leaves are in the air. They take the five elements. That is the, earth, water, fire, air, space. The plants take up the earth element, the water element, the fire element from the sun, the space element from above, and the air element. You see, the air element is a combination of this mother earth energy and father sky energy. because air element contains oxygen and so many things that the trees make, and they need space. So it's a combination of both. So all these elements put together, the plants start growing and produce food. They produce protein, they produce carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals. That's the supply, right? Some of it comes from the soil and all of that. So from them, herbivorous animals eat, and then the carnivorous animals eat the herbivorous animals. So all of this food supply chain is coming from plants. And if we follow the natural laws and we eat natural food according to the seasons, uh, I've seen people with no health problems living longer lives and being more active, more intelligent, and more creative as well on plant foods. So once again, yeah, I don't recommend ghee at all. If you do a full proper range of plant foods, ghee is a medicine in Ayurveda, and that's to be used as a medicine.
Great.
Thanks.
There is another interesting question, like what's your take on the vaccination if you will get vaccinated?
Me personally, I will not get vaccinated, because I have researched vaccines very deeply for over the years, and there's a lot of evidence that they are more damaging than helpful. And in the rush for the current vaccines to formulate and put them out, and have, of course, they're trying to address an emergency situation. But we can see the proof now with people dying after taking the vaccine. This is not coming on mainstream media so much, but it is coming. I know personally people who have died, uh, who are perfectly healthy. So I see this as very something that's very risky. That's why I promote, do all the things to improve your own immunity so that your own immunity can fight these viruses. Viruses and flus have been there all throughout our history. There's no reason why we have to do something, drastically different. And I know the contents of the vaccines as well. A lot of them are toxic. They the science that they use is to produce antibodies. But you see, I've been working in this field and treating and helping doctors as well to cure their own chronic illnesses. I've been teaching doctors as well who have been coming to my workshops since the last 10 years. I've even trained doctors in AIIMS in India, and who have never been able to cure their own high BP and diabetes problems. But once they came for these workshops, they were and learned integrative natural medicine, they were able to do it in 2-3 months. You see, so from this understanding of deep understanding of the human body and how it functions, how the immune system functions, I very clearly know that the adjuvants or the additives done in the vaccines, they do produce antibodies, but the antibody is specific to that adjuvant, if it's aluminum, hydroxide or whatever. So what we are looking for is an antibody specific to the virus or the organism that is invading. So I know that the science, basic science of the vaccine is wrong. It produces antibodies, but those antibodies are not specific to uh, uh, the organism that is causing an infection. So it's just, for me, it's just chemicals into the body, and
Okay.
it's not going to do people good.
Thank you so much. Someone also on this, someone is asking about post-vaccination care. If you can say something on that, because there are people, for example, who are obliged to take the vaccine and do the work they're
Right.
doing, or I don't know, their lifestyle and everything. So if you have any type
Yeah.
of post-vaccination
Yeah.
care.
So the advice, is already given. What entirely what I have spoken today, right from the starting. Okay. Basically, is you have got to improve your own health. You have to reduce the factors that are damaging your immunity. That is the first part of this talk. Then you have to do daily practices to increase your immunity and good health. Okay, so just follow all of what I've said today. That's for everybody, non-vaccinated, pre-vaccinated, post-vaccinated.
Right.
Now, people who get vaccinated, yeah, they are going to experience. I've already been hearing symptoms, pain, body ache, little flu, a sore throat, and all of that. So during those 5, 6 days after the vaccine, it's best to relax, don't work, don't exert yourself. You know, have these natural supplements, coconut water, or this, electral if you're feeling dehydrated, all of that.
Great. Wonderful. Thank you. When can someone get a hard copy of your book, Be Healthy or
Yes,
Extinct?
yes. Hard copies of my book are out of stock right now,
Okay.
because I am working on the third edition. The third edition will be available in the first week of July, and people can, or pre-order it from my website, becomehealthyOrExtinct.com.
Okay. Great. Thank you very much. Someone was asking here about mental health illnesses. That's all he had, all he wrote about it. So it's not quite clear what kind of.
Okay, I can take over.
Mohini,
I'll
you're
just address
breaking.
that. Yeah, I'll just address that in a line that I don't work on mental illnesses right now. But I will be taking that up maybe after a year, after my book on spirituality comes out. Because there I will be, in that book, I'll be delving very deep into the human mind, the psyche, the reasons for a lot of emotional, mental disturbances. Um, so that's the time where I will get a little more into advising people on mental well-being, spiritual well-being, and having a balanced life. I think my book on spirituality should be out by the end of this year, December. So 2022 is where I will be working in my own capacity on mind, body, spirit wellness in its completeness. Now I mostly work on the physical aspect of the human body and on environmental aspects that support healthy life. Yeah.
Thank you, Darren. I'm back. Sorry, our internet has been horrible because of the recent cyclone in Goa. So I'm also like popping in and
Yeah.
out. But thank you for sharing all this wisdom. There were a couple of more questions. One person asked that do you also treat like ortho arthritis? Can be treated or
Yes.
how? And you have an online course. Maybe
Or
you can
maybe
quickly talk about that.
yes. So for people who have got, the most common chronic illnesses that I have been talking about, I have an online workshop, and you can go to my website, becomehealthyorextinct.com, and over there, there's a tab called therapy, and there's an online workshop. People can enroll for it and do it anytime in their convenience. Uh, it's a 12-hour workshop. Some people take 14 hours or 15 hours to complete it, but a person can spend 2 3 hours a day and do it in their own convenience.
And somebody also asked if you are single.
Yes, I'm single. I was married, then I got divorced. I've been through all of that, and I've seen that aspect of life.
We have a lot of family
And
fans, and they'll be so. I think they're curious to know.
yeah. So in my spiritual book, I will be writing about not about marriage, but about the deeper balance for every human being, the masculine and feminine aspect of internal balance. I had spoken about it. I had given a wonderful talk at the Second World Parliament on Spirituality. So that's on my YouTube channel. Okay, so um, that's something that I'm really working on, really sharing with the world. And I think in that space, it's personal balance, and then through that balance, it's also balance in the external world with masculine and feminine energies, with people, and the genders, male female interaction. So it seems that maybe I'm too deeply involved in that, and looking for some perfect kind of equation, which we all know does not happen in real life. Maybe that's why I'm still single.
It may happen. It does happen, I would say, from my own
Yes,
experience. But yeah,
yeah, yes, yes,
it's
it does
hard
happen.
to
It may
sustain.
happen. Looking forward to it.
Hard to sustain that connection.
Yeah.
Perfect. There is so. Thank you. Yeah, you have something to say before we
No,
end?
no, that's all.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I wanted to say something more on that topic, so know, not get there.
Okay, so thank you so much, Darren, for such a wonderful talk. And I hope, the people who have joined us today or would be listening to the recording, you do get some inputs to reverse your health spectrum. And it's all in our hands. And I really also say it from my own experience. And we do have, in fact, 2 more talks coming up on alternative medicine with 2 homeopathic doctors from one from England and one from Canada who have been working with homeopathy, bioresonance practitioners. So please stay tuned with us this week, and we would be sharing more on holistic health and spectrum. And thank you again, Daryl, and I hope to see you soon in real in Goa somewhere or the other. And please
Yes.
have a big hug from me, and thank you again for sharing your deep embodied wisdom. And thank you for all our listeners for joining us and sharing. Sorry for our Instagram audience. We couldn't really sustain the network there, but we will share the YouTube recording, and we can also share with you. There is the YouTube link, and you can share it with your audience
Oh.
for this particular talk. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Mohini, your team as well. I was very happy to be on this webinar and session with you all. And yes, looking forward to when we can meet again. Yeah, I remember the last time, yeah, we met at Joy Cafe, where y'all were celebrating, yeah, Osho's birthday, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So looking forward to the lockdown ending here, and people connecting once again.
Yeah,
Hope
and
to
let's
see you
create
then.
more such kind of educational seminars and sessions and share what we have learned on our life journeys. So thank you. Thank you once again. And
Okay.
bye-bye. Thank you,
Welcome. Big hug
everybody.
to you. Thank
Yes,
you.
bye-bye.